Hello. Hello. Can you hear me? Hello. Hello. Can you hear me? You can let me know on the group if you can hear me. Okay. Okay. We're just still here. Let's wait for other people to join us. In today's training, we are going to talk about intellectual property and how you can gain from it. Whether okay, that's good. That's good. In today's training, we are going to talk about intellectual property and how you can aid from it. No matter what you're doing, no matter who you are, whether you're a lawyer, whether you're a law student, whether you're a graduate, whether you know nothing about law or about registration, by the end of today's training, you're going to know everything there is to know about intellectual property and how you can earn from it. So, the purpose of today's training is to take you through what intellectual property means, the branches, or what are under it, the law surrounding it, the agency in charge of it, and how you can profit from it. So we are still expecting more people to join the class. Okay, the sound is not too clear. Okay, okay. Hello, please let me know if you can hear me clearly now. Okay, let me know if I'm loud enough. Let me know if I'm loud enough. Please indicate. Let me know if you are loud enough. Hello, please you can drop a message. Am I loud enough? Okay, how about now? How about now? Please let me know. Is this loud enough? Okay, okay, okay. That's good. That's good. Okay. We are going to give people 2 more minutes to join us in 2 more minutes, and then we kick off. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course. You come back with your notes. I go play am back. Okay, so we start now. We start now. Uh, please, Miss Mercy, please. I want you to drop a message on the group so that others may join us. I think we were about 9 earlier. Now we're just 5 here. We are starting right away. Those who are not here, I don't know, but we're missing out from a whole lot of things that we're going to teach today. Now, in this training, I'm going to take you through what intellectual property means. Most people don't know about intellectual property. A lot of people have heard about CAC registration, corporate affairs commission, but when it comes to intellectual property registration, people are like, what's intellectual property? What does it mean? And what do you mean that okay, I can profit from intellectual property? So in this training, I'm going to first talk about what intellectual property means, what it means to brand owners, and what it means to you. And then I'm not going to talk about how you as a person, irrespective of who you are, whether you are a lawyer, whether you are a law student, whether you are a graduate, whether you are an illiterate. Now, I've been doing intellectual property registration for a while, trademark, copyright, patent, design. But last year, I launched the Skin Ideas trademark course. Now, since I launched the trademark course, that was October last year. Okay, this month makes it a year of launching the course. We've had over 500 students. And of those 500 students, about 100 of them are lawyers, a good number of them are CAC agents, some of them are undergraduates, and then I know someone that is an illiterate. She didn't go to school at all, and yet she's able to profit. She's able to profit doing trademark registration, doing copyright registration for business owners, even for lawyers. You understand? So you don't need a law degree. You don't need prior experience. You just need to follow through as I try to demystify what intellectual property is. Now, before we go ahead, I want you to know that more than ever in the history of this country, more than ever in the history of the world, intellectual property is now extremely needed. Intellectual property registration. Now, why is intellectual property needed at this time? It's needed at this time because anybody can go viral at any time. As I'm speaking now, I'm live on YouTube. Anybody could join, understand, from anywhere in the world. Someone could literally share the link to this meeting, and then from 8 we can go to 8,000. We can go to 8 million. When Ronaldo joined YouTube, what's called YouTube, I think within a day or so, within 24 hours, he had, I think, 7 million subscribers or 70 million. That means anybody can just launch anything, start anything, and go viral immediately. That means that business that person or that you're running can go viral at any moment. Now, what happens when you go viral? What happens when when a business becomes big? You know what you see? You see duplicates. You see copies that are not from you. And if you're not careful as a business, you can be popular, but your pocket is not popular. A lot of people know you. You are famous, but you're not rich. Why? Because there are duplicates all around. And I want to talk about trademark. Trademark means that trading your mark. That means your mark, the mark of your trade. You understand? And the mark of your trade can be anywhere. Now, let me try to explain intellectual property again this way. We call it intellectual property. You need to know that one is a what? Is a property. So you understand? So, if I'm going to ShopRite to shop, there can be different shopping malls, but I'm like, I want to go to ShopRite. Same thing that they're selling in other malls is what they're selling in ShopRite. But I'm going to ShopRite because of what? Because it is ShopRite, is a name. They can be selling a water for 2,000 and a bottled water for 2,000. And that same bottled water they're selling somewhere at 200. Same water that's inside, but one is 2,000, one is 200. And you get to some certain part of the world, it can be 200,000. What's the difference? The difference in what? Is in the brand name. The difference is in the brand name. So when you talk about a brand name, when you talk about a name, that means a price can be put upon the value of a name or of a logo of a brand. So that's why I call it intellectual property. Now, let me go into what we have for today. So along the line, we're going to get what I mean. Now, monetizing intellectual property. How do you aim for intellectual property registration? Now, I want to talk about intellectual property. You know the words that we have here. We have intellectual, and then we have property. What's a property? A property is what you own. Do you understand? A property is what you own. It can be a land, can be a property. A house can be a property. A car can be a property. A phone, a device can be a property. At the same time, your business can be a property. The name of your business can be a property. Now, when I talk about intellectual property, that means your intelligence, your business, your idea is a property. When you come up with an idea and that idea changes the world, and that idea makes millions and is making you millions, it's a property. Because as long as that idea it's going to be making you millions. And it's important to protect the party. So intellectual property registration is meant to protect intellectual property. Understand? That ideas, that innovation, that's that you've invented, to protect it. Now, what are type of intellectual property that we have? We have trademark. We have trademark. We have trademark. We have copyright. we have patent, and then we have design. Now, I'm taking you all through this. Why why does intellectual property matters? Because it protects ownership and creativity, and prevent others from profiting off your brand, and build trust and credibility for your brand. It protects ownership. People, for example, okay, let me use as an example. They are popular music brand. We have Whiskey, we have Davido, we have Burna Boy, and the likes. What stops someone from just going and maybe because it looks like Whiskey, and then calling for a show, and people paying for the show and appear, oh, I'm Whiskey, and pocket of people be like, ah, it's not the one, it's the one, but they've paid him now. And people will think I will go scot free. It will not go scot free. Why? Because Whiskey have already trademarked his name. Whiskey is going to sue him. And when Whiskey sue him, he's going to collect every dime that he has made. Why? Is it because it's his name? No, because he has trademarked his name. Do you understand? So trademark protects your ownership, protects your creativity, that nobody can use that name. Do you understand? How about Whiskey's song? Someone should just go and sing Whiskey's song as his own. Whiskey will sue him because Whiskey have copyrighted all his songs. He has done the copyright for all his songs, and because he has done that, he's going to collect every dime that individual has made from that song. That's the power of what? Of trademark and copyright registration. Okay, please, if you are following me, you can indicate, let me know that you are with me. So that's the power of what? Of trademark and copyright registration. How about patent? Patent is when you discover an idea, you discover a very unique idea nobody in the world knows about. Now, once that idea is public, what stop every other person from using that idea? Patent registration. Because once you've patented the idea, patents give you the rights to use to maximize profit from that idea for the next 20 years. That means nobody can recreate what you've done. It belongs to you. So intellectual property protects ownership and creativity, and it prevents others from profiting from your work, so that others don't profit from your sweat. Most of us have heard that Edison created the light bulb after is it 100 or 1,000 trials. Now imagine after 100 trials, and then he perfected the whole thing, and everything is perfect. Someone just come and did a copy of it, and then that person start making money of it. No, that person will not be able to do that because what? Editing patented the idea. So nobody else could create light bulb without Edison's approval, even though they know how to create it, even though he has already dropped the formula, even though they've already figured out the formula and now they know how to do it. But they cannot do it because there's already a patent protecting that idea. Also, for the last one, it builds trust and credibility for your brand. Now, let's assume there's a Chicken Republic here, there's another Chicken Republic here, and the next Chicken Republic is not owned by Chicken Republic, it's just owned by anybody. Just one person who owns a buka or any cafeteria just said, oh, let me just name the name of my outlet, Chicken Republic. If there's any mishap, maybe there's an ear in the food, there's anything abnormal in the food, or the food is not supposed to be, who people drag online? Who will drag Chicken Republic? Do you understand? So, and what will happen? Chicken Republic would have lost trust and would have lost credibility. Do you understand? So, intellectual property protection help towards build trust and credibility. People can trust that, okay, if I'm buying anything from Chicken Republic, I'm buying it from Chicken Republic. If I'm buying anything from from ShopRite, I'm buying it from ShopRite. So intellectual property help to build trust and credibility for brands. Now, what are the types we have? We have the trademark, which I've talked about, copyright, patent, and design. Now, trademark protect your what? Your name, your logo, your symbol. Now, MTN, for example, the logo of MTN is already trademarked. You cannot go and use it. The name of MTN is already trademarked. You cannot use it. The symbol of MTN, the logo of MTN, that slogan at MTN, everywhere you go, nobody can come and then say it's everywhere you go. Why? Because anything I've trademarked that slogan. How about copyright? Copyright is for creative works. music, music recording, books, code. Now, and now I talk about corporate. I used to talk about this. Nigerian law does not in other part of the country, if there's any tech innovation, you you are going to patent it. But Nigeria patent law does not cover tech innovation. So what do we do for people who just develop maybe an app or a software or do is that we will copyright their code and then we'll not trademark their name. So copyright also for what? For code, software code. So nobody just get your app, then go to the back end or whatever, get your software and try to replicate it. No, you sue that person because your line of code will be there because you would have copyrighted everything. How about patent? Patent protects invention, innovation. You have a new idea. The next is not to tell the whole world. If you have a new idea and share to the whole world, everybody can replicate it. Even though it may not be as original as what you have, but they can replicate it. But once you've done patent for that idea, nobody will be able to use the idea for the next 20 years. But after 20 years, it will become public for everybody to use. So it's expected that within that 20 years, you already have a very huge start. You've built your company, you've given out, you've had franchise, you've had people that have paid to use your patent. And then by then, you'd have been big enough. How about industrial design? Industrial design is just for, let's say, use a cup, for example. There are several cups out there. They still call them cup, but several. So someone can do his cup, a company can do their cup in this particular way, and I want to do their cup in this particular way, and I want to do their cup in this particular way. So what you do to be like, oh, this is my own way of creating this cup. That's industrial design. So you are trying to protect your design. Now, what are real life example? Let me give you real life example of what's called of IP protection. There was a suit between MTN. Even though MTN there's a particular they have a particular small company under them, and the name they use have been trademarked by someone else. That person sued them, gave them a cease and desist letter. MTN still continues using the name, and MTN was filed for about 260 million naira, and they have to pay. There's also this suit with Paystack and Zap Africa. Paystack wanted to use a particular name, but Zap Africa have already used the name. They've already trademarked the name, and it was issue. Who will own the name at last? Whoever has trademarked the name in that particular class is going to own the name. Now, I use Funke Akindele as an example. If you go on this YouTube, you are going to see there's a free video on how you can do name search on copyright. If you go to an NCC portal and you search for Funke Akindele, you are going to see that all our movies have been copyrighted. So, and every other inventors too, they patent their new technology so that they can have 20 years of exclusive rights to those inventions. Now, you as a person, you as a lawyer, you as a CAC agent, you as an individual, how can you profit from intellectual property registration? I told you earlier that since the launch of my course last year October, we've had over 500 students, and I can tell you for a fact that all these students, they are profiting because contents are everywhere. These days, almost everybody is a content creator. You are a chef, you are also a content creator. You are selling food. A lot of people are content creators, and you see people content actually going viral. All those contents, people copyright some of them. I don't know if anyone knew during the time of Sabinus when Picnic used his picture and used his slogan, something huge, and he sued them. They were surprised that he had already trademarked that phrase, something huge. They were surprised. Why? Because it was peculiar to him. He was one who first made the statement, and that was going viral. And he wanted to still own the fact, okay, I was the first person to actually say this. it was from thinking. It was I was the first person who actually brought this up. And what they do, they trademarked it. And when Picnic try to use it, he sued them. So you have, like, the market is wide. Content that people produce, music. If you want to join a music label, and then you want to send, I've had several people that have messaged me, oh, they want to join a particular label, and then they send them a copy of their what's called of their music. Oh, these are the music I've done. The music label are going to ask you, have you copyrighted this music? Because if the person has not copyrighted it, and someone else come and be like, I was the one who did this music, they will have issues. So every musician that I see there, they don't just release their music, they copyright it. I don't know if you go online, you see copyrighted so they'll put the year and everything. That's because those people are, if you see it on a website, that means they've copyrighted their code. Or if you see it in a book, or that means they've copyrighted the book. So there is endless opportunity when it comes to intellectual property registration. Aside that, if you want to do if you want to NAFDAC registration now, NAFDAC, in short, from your end, if you want to do NAFDAC registration, you'll be asked to provide trademark. Why? Why is NAFDAC requesting for trademark? NAFDAC is requesting for trademark because they don't want to trademark a particular brand. They don't want to what's called do registration for a particular brand. Okay, this is your NAFDAC registration. They now discover that this particular brand is not for the person. Or do NAFDAC registration for one brand, another person come with that same name and still get NAFDAC registration done. So for you to do NAFDAC registration, you need to have trademark your brand. So that, okay, this particular trade name belongs to you. And when it comes to intellectual property, trademark and copyright is like they are the most popular. Now let's go to trademark registration. Trademark registration is done through the Federal Ministry of Trade, of Industry, Trade and Investment. Trademark registration is done through this ministry, and it covers about 45 classes of goods and service. These classes are across the world, because we also have something called World Intellectual Property Organization. So this 45 classes is the same that is being used in Nigeria, is the same that is being used in every part of the world. So what does it do? When you want to trademark a particular name, you go to the Federal Ministry of Trade and Investment, to their site, which everything is being detailedly explained how you do the registration to the final point in the course. Now, you search for the name in all the 45 classes, and if the name is available, you register. And once you've registered the name, it gives you nationwide protection for your brand and identity. That is, nobody in the country can use your name. Nobody in the country can use your name. And then when it is done, a step can also be taken. For example, a brand like Dangote is not just trademarked in Nigeria, all over the world. So once you now get your trademark certificate in Nigeria, you cannot through Nigeria now do World Intellectual Property Organization registration. So that means you select countries of the world, and you can also pick all the countries of the world. That's okay. I want my trademark to recognize in all these countries. Provided that the country is part of the Madrid Protocol. That is, there are some countries that are part of the Intellectual Property Organization. That once you've trademarked it through them, your trademark cannot be used in all of those countries. And that is the point for people that want to go global. For example, now you don't want Tesla to launch in US, and then someone else now see, Tesla is in US, now do Tesla in UK. The US have this US trademark is always kind of cover a lot of countries. You know, US is the world power. Always cover a lot of countries without having to go through World Intellectual Property registration. I'm sure we can still hear me. Okay, now copyright registration covers uh literary works, musical works, artistic works, and the registration has been done with the Nigerian Copyright Commission. The registration for copyright is done with the Nigerian Copyright Commission. And once you've copyrighted a particular, maybe a music a book, your code, it lasts for a lifetime. That is until you're dead, you will do all that work. Now plus 70 years after that person has died. After which is going to go to like the public library. Like the work is yours until 70 years after the death of the creator. Then after that, it's going to go to the public. Except in copyright, there's something called transfer of right. That means just the same way people are going to, maybe they have a house and then uh I can say this house goes to this person, this car goes to this person. People can also give out their copyright, so they can be transfer of rights. So that, oh, I wrote this book, but I'm transferring these rights to the next person. So if I do something like that, then that person automatically owns the rights, and then they can be continuous transfer. But if there's no transfer, it's going to be plus 70 years after the death of the creator. Now, patent and design. Patent and design are not really common, but patents, as I've explained, is for what new invention, and it lasts for 20 years. After 20 years, you cannot renew your patent. Now, once you patent a particular work, you have to pay an annual fee to keep to uh to maintain rights to that patent, annual fee for 20 years. If you default on that annual fee, it's going to they are going to assume that you no longer want to hold the right to the patent, and then they are going to throw it public. So you own the right to that patent for 20 years. After 20 years, the public can now use it. That's why we are going to see we are going to see, for example, we can have paracetamol now. Paracetamol was first discovered by a particular company. And then that paracetamol, you can now have different companies that are producing it. It can be Emzor, there can be this company, that company, Panadol, all of them producing paracetamol. But paracetamol was discovered by a particular company. After 20 years of that company discovering paracetamol, they decide to, after 20 years that they've discovered paracetamol, nobody else could do it within that 20 years. But after that 20 years, different companies can now come and take that same formula and produce their own with the name of their brand. So if you want to buy paracetamol in Nigeria, it can be Enzo. If you want to buy it in Ghana, it can be a different company. If you want to buy it in the US, it can be a different company. Now, how do you make money from intellectual property? By assisting clients to register trademark, copyright, patent, and then you can also offer IP consultation and healing. Most people don't know about this. We have, as I told you earlier, we've trained over 100 lawyers. You know, most lawyers that I've met, like most people, maybe they have, due to what I've been gone through in school, talk about it, but most of them don't know. They know about intellectual property, but they don't know how to carry out the registration. So that's where our Canadians have been able to come in. Like those who have benefited from our course have been majorly lawyers. I told you earlier, we have about 500 students, over 500 students that we've trained in the last 1 year. About 100 of them are lawyers, and that's about 20%. Right, the remaining 80%, we have CAC agents, we have CAC agents are actually many. They're actually many because it's like an extra income. That maybe you are a CAC agent, you've been a CAC agent for 4 years, for 5 years, for even 2 years. You have a list row of clients that you've already registered. Now that you now know how to do trademark registration, all you just have to do is to email them, send them a message that okay, I now do this and I do that, and then you can make money from them. Businesses need intellectual property. Creators need it. Tech companies need it. Big companies need it. Small companies need it. If you've done any brand that has done sales registration needs it. Because if you might have done sales registration and be like, oh, now the name is now mine. There was a case on Twitter recently. I don't know if there's anybody here who sorry, I sent it to my community. A particular brand was registered, I think maybe spicy cakes or something like that. Was I've done their CAC, but that name that they registered have been used by a brand earlier that have been existing, and that brand I've not just done CAC, but I've also trademarked it. Sales registration can be dicey at times. Someone can register spicy cakes, catering, and more. And that person has registered spicy cakes, treats. And that person has been using spicy cake for a long time. But this person just came and registered spicy cake catering. And she started advertising her brand using spicy cake, spicy cake, spicy cake. So when this brand that have been established saw this, oh, this person is using my brand name to sell her goods. And that person she already has a distribution network. And she's already selling to my distribution network. People are already buying spicy cake as if I am the one. She had to take it up. And then she went to CSC, provided her documents and her trademark. And CSC had to write to the new person that have done registration of spicy cakes and change her name. Ask her to, on the portal, ask her to change her name. That's how powerful trademark is. Now imagine that the old business owner that had spicy cakes has not done trademark. What do you think she would have done? She would just shout. She would, and even if she take the case to court, she cannot win. But because she has already done her trademark, federal ministry is a ministry and they have power. So, and there's a trademark court. So they can take decision. You don't need to now start saying taking just straight to trademark court. And whatever they decide can affect other bodies. So the opportunity in IP registration is endless. It's endless. Now we've trained over at the time of this slide, we've trained over 400. We have over 400 trained agents that are now in for IP registration, but now we have 500. And many of these people started with no legal background. Some of them are just maybe engineers, and people that are engineers, people that maybe they just graduated from schools. Every time I did a training for coppers, some of them are coppers, different people across board. And now they're now making millions. I took some success stories. Maybe in the next training I'm going to have, live training, I'm going to try to see if I can put in videos. Took videos from different from our students to share their testimonials. And people are talking about how they made millions, how they've been able to make millions from trademark registration, from copyright and the likes. So, and that's not limited to them. They don't have any special experience, special network. Are just able to get the course and profit from the course. Now, intellectual participation is an unsaturated niche. I don't know if you've been online and you see a lot of people doing CAC registration year and year, brand name this, I do CAC registration, I do business registration, I do this and that. But people that do trademark registration, corporate registration, there are not many. And if you've seen one or two, they are most likely part of the 500 in our community. It's a very unsaturated niche. We have many businesses, startup, creatives that need this. Some of them do not even know that they need this. So our job is to sensitize them and collect their money. Now, what do we do as Kina Nigeria Limited? We empower individuals to earn by offering corporate services. Then, apart from offering corporate services, we've trademarked a lot of brands ourselves, done copyright, but now we also provide mentorship tools and support to help you succeed, to help business succeed. We've been doing it for the past 2 years since we launched Skin Ades Academy. Skin Ades Academy, that was April last year. We launched Skin Ades Academy. We've sold over 2,000 courses across CS registration, trademark, copyright, export license. We've been able to train a lot of people and they are profiting immensely. Now, what's the next step? Now that you know about intellectual property, how can you start earning? Now, we have the Skin Ideas Academy. On Skin Ideas Academy, we have the trademark course and then we have the, the copyright course. The trademark course is 20,000, the copyright course is 20,000. Both together is 40,000 naira. But anytime we have a training, we used to give a special offer for people to pay 25,000 for the next 48 hours. Now, if you visit Skin Ideas Academy, you can pay directly, but that's going to be 40,000. So, but After this training, for those that are on the group, I believe most people here are on the group. You can pay 25,000 on the next 48 hours, and then you are going to be added to the community. Now, once you pay for the training ideas course, what do you get? Once you pay for the training ideas course, what do you get? Now, over the last 1 year, as I said, we've had 500 people that have gotten our course. And those people, when after getting our course, what else do they get? One, you are going to be added to a community. As I told you earlier, our community are made up of lawyers, over 100 lawyers, people that have prior experience in law, in cases, you know, jobs that they've done. You have CSC agents, and then you have other people. So you have people that can answer your question if you have questions, if you have issues, and I'm also there. We also have about two supports to answer your question. Maybe if I'm not available to handle whatever issue that you may have. So apart from the community, what else are you going to get after getting the course? After getting the course, you are going to be added to a community, a content group. Now, for the past 2 years, we've been providing people with daily content every day from Monday to Saturday. We are going to give you content that you're going to post. Now, the content is not limited to intellectual party. We give content from Monday to Saturday, cutting across CAC, uh, registration, SCORM, and other things related to CAC, and also intellectual party. So every week, we give one content on copyright, one content on trademark. That means we are going to give you flyer and content that you have to post on. So once you get the course, you don't start like, what do I post on my status? No, we've got you. We'll give you the flyers to post for trademark. We'll give you the flyers to post for copyright. All you just have to do is to forward your status, and then we'll get to know that that's what you're doing. And all your statuses, you can post on Instagram, post on Facebook, and the likes. And you can be rest assured that once you get someone to actually do this job with you, you have no issues. If you have any issues, any complaint, people on the group to guide you. And if they can't fix it, I will get in there myself and solve the issue for you. So once you get the client, no matter how big, no matter how small, you can rest assured that you are going to get the job done. So you don't have to be scared, how will I be able to deliver this? Will I be able to get this done? You can rest assured that you are going to get it done. And apart from the community and the content group, we also have meetings every now and then. Now, the thing is, when you get the course, you are going to know how to carry out registration. You're going to know how to carry out name search. You're going to know how to register a trademark, how to register copyright, trademark with the Federal Ministry of Trade and Industry. You're going to know how to carry out copyright with the Nigerian Copyright Commission. But beyond that, you need to be knowledgeable. So that, for example, maybe you get a job with a law firm. You know, at times we used to partner with law firms. People that will just, maybe law firms that have cases, that have clients that they have on retainers, that maybe they have this issue, that issue, and then they want to trademark, they want to copyright. Some of them partner with us, and then we do it for them. So if we as an agent, and you as an agent does not have the required knowledge and information to speak with these lawyers, to speak with these CAC agents, to speak with this firm, even though you can do the job, but if you don't speak the language, if you don't understand the concept, it will be difficult for you to get some certain jobs. You understand? Some certain jobs. So every now and then we have online meetings where I take you through trademark laws, copyright laws, and everything. So beyond, with the course, you know how to do registers instantly. Like if you get the course today right now, you can just watch. It's like do it as I do it. You understand? Do it as I do it. We have templates, ready-made templates that you can use for uh trademark, for copyright, ready-made templates. All you just have to do is just do it the way it is done. But beyond just knowing how to do it the way it is done, we now also hold these meetings to now answer your questions, tell you what people can ask you, things you should know. before you know it, you have experts. I have some of my students now who are now coaches literally because they've learned a lot from our meetings. They already understand all the concepts. They can talk anywhere. They can hold these trainings I'm holding now and talk about intellectual property non-stop without having to look anywhere, without having to check anywhere, because over time we've been able to nurture them and also build them. So these are the things that you are going to get from the course. Now, finally, they say you don't wait for opportunities, you create them through knowledge. And this intellectual property training is the future of there's a lot of things out there. There's a lot of content, people creating every day. Intellectual property is a way by which you can make money from all this content creation. It's not just something I'm telling you. I've done it. We've done it. And then we've been able to trace students that have also done it, lawyers that have done it, CS agents that have done it, people with no education that has done it, and you too can do it. So the account detail is going to be sent to the WhatsApp group. Make me from for the course. You are going to be enrolled, and then you can start profiting. You can join. We have a perfect system and structure to make sure that you don't just there's some courses that you get and then you just sit down at it. You don't know what next to do. But once you get the course, we literally hold your hands and tell you what to do. The next step, the next action that you are to take, content that you should use, and how to build a successful brand around intellectual property. Now, I've said a lot of things today. I'm going to give time to take questions. So if you have any question, you can drop it in the chat box or you can drop it on the group. So if you have any question, you can. If you have any question, I hope you still follow me. Okay, if you have any question, you can drop it in the chat box. Okay, after 5 minutes, I'm going to assume that no one has any questions. Okay, Mr. Bayina, thank you too. Thanks for coming for the webinar. Who has asked questions? So by 4:54, by 8:54, I'm going to assume that we have no question, and I'm going to end this live training. Now, if you have any question, if you have any question in the future, if you have any question on the next 48 hours, you can drop it on the group. It's going to be answered. It's going to be answered. Any question about trademark, about intellectual, about copyright, about patents, if there's something that you don't know. Yeah, I forgot to mention something. Now, in the intellectual property course, I told you earlier that trademark registration is 20K, copyright is 20K, but for those who are on this meeting and those who are on the group, they get to pay 25,000. Now, the 25,000 that is being paid is paid for the intellectual property bundle. Now, the intellectual property bundle is made up of the copyright registration course, the trademark registration course, and then the patent registration video. Now, I do emphasize that it's a patent registration video because it's a video that shows you how patent registration is being done. But the reason why we don't create it into a course is because a lot of the processing for patent varies. If you want to, if you discovered maybe if you discover like the cure of cancer now, or the cure of HIV now, the amount you're going to get it, all that processing is going to be different from maybe when you discovered another way to what's it called? Maybe we call another way to walk to Ibadan from Lagos. Do you understand? So it's going to be different. So discovery differs. That's why there's no concrete cost on patent, because I can't tell you that okay, this is the amount you're going to spend for all of these. This is how you're going to carry it. I can't tell you for a fact. But for when it comes to trademark, I can tell you this is what you're going to spend. What you're going to spend on trademark registration, this is what you're going to spend on copyright registration. And in every registration that you do, you can be rest assured that you're going to meet it as such. So you understand? So that's why it's a patent registration video. So when you get the bundle, you get to know about trademark registration, you get to know about copyright registration, and you also get to know about patent registration. So thank you everyone. Thank you everyone. The link, the account number is going to be dropped on the group to get the Skin Ideas Academy course. So go to the group, make payments, and then you will be enrolled. I look forward to seeing you on Skin Ideas Academy community. If you're a lawyer, there are lawyers like you there that wants to meet up with you. If you're a CAC agent, there are CAC agent like you that wants to meet up with you there. And if you have no formal education, there are people who have no formal education like you there who wants to meet up with you there. So I look forward to seeing you there. Take care and thank you.